So this series of poses is a stronger selection of sitting poses, perhaps to do after the more gentle warm-up, also starting lying on the mat. By just bringing yourself up to sitting, having the legs straight out in front, taking your time to release your lower back, release your legs, and then coming to 90 degrees so your spine is upright. You may have to shift the flesh from underneath your sitting bones, lifting the arms straight up and then feeling into your spine to make sure you're not throwing the ribs forward. Bending up your right leg and hugging the shin. Perhaps here it would be helpful to sit on a block, or if you haven't got a block, a folded blanket or somebody's biography, just to give a little bit of height under the sitting bones. So hugging the shin, bringing the spine straight and lifting the right arm, turning towards the left side and bringing the right arm inside the right leg to twist the body. Fingertips of the left hand on the floor behind you, left leg strong and straight, and then finding the breath to release into the pose, softening the ribs and turning a little more deeply. When you're ready to release, lifting up the left arm, hooking the left arm outside the right leg, or using the left hand outside the right thigh, using the hand behind you to straighten the spine and feeling the twist, breathing in, breathing out and turning all the way through the neck. Long, soft breath. Releasing back to the front and straightening the right leg, readjusting your sitting bones as you fold in your left leg, hugging the left leg, spine very upright, shoulders dropping, length on the back of the neck. Left arm coming inside left leg to turn and bringing the right hand to the floor behind you to keep the spine straight. Soften and release the jaw and let the tummy be soft as the elbow presses to the knee to turn a little more deeply. Reversing, right arm up and hooking outside the left leg or the hand outside the left leg for a closed twist. Hand behind you, keeping the spine straight, softening through the tummy as you breathe and twisting a little more deeply, turning the neck. Really being present in your twist until you're ready to come out, and then removing the block or the biography, placing the sitting bones and holding the shins. As you rock back on your sitting bones, see how it is to lift the feet off the floor. You could lift the lower legs parallel to the floor and then stretch one leg and then the other. Maybe the fingertips will touch the floor or the hands may be off the floor. Stretch both legs and stretch both arms for boat pose. Just feeling how this is. You could stop at the earlier posture, not needing to go to the full posture. Just finding a place where you can work very strong in the tummy and strong in the muscles of the back. Folding the legs to Swastikasana, feet underneath the knees, bringing the hands forward, dropping the shoulder blades, softening the tummy, and folding in the hips for a deep hip stretch, a stretch along the back surface of the body. Not going too low too quickly so that you can sustain your posture here, that you don't bounce down and have to bounce up again because it's too strong. When you're ready, sitting straight up, remembering which shin is in front for later as you now take the legs wide for Upavishta Konasana, bringing the hands onto the legs, or if you like, stretching the hands forward as you then start to move through this posture, fingertips in prayer pose going to one foot, to the middle, to the other foot, and reversing. From the heart to the toes, forward and reversing, toes, heart, other toes to the middle, and reversing. Feeling that your sitting bones stay grounded, and if you want to make this stronger as you come back upright, you can lean backwards a little, engaging tummy muscles and muscles of the back. You can go a little faster if you want. So going at your own pace to a posture that suits your body. Moving through the hip joints and keeping the shoulders soft and quiet, jaw soft and quiet. When you're ready, folding the legs up and the other shin coming in front for Swastikasana. Now lifting up off the floor, fists going down, sitting bones coming up as you come down, tilting the pelvis so you're more on the front portion of the sitting bones as you come forward, resting the hands to the floor and softening with the breath. allowing your body to be your body, not worrying about how far forward you come, but coming forward to a place where you feel the stretch, and that is sufficient. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, softening and releasing until you're ready to sit up. And taking yourself all the way over to all fours. Placing the hands well to the floor and finding a position for knees under hips and the spine flat. As you then arch up into cat pose, chin towards chest and the spine curving. Breathing here for a long cat pose arch, softening the tummy and then coming back to a flat back again. Reversing to lift the sitting bones, drawing the shoulder blades down towards the hips and reversing to a flat back. So making sure you feel and know that the lower back is staying flat as you take your leg back, one leg back, and turn the sole of the foot to the floor, lifting that hip. So twist through the body, both hands to the floor, sole of the foot to the floor, legs straight, and then when you're ready, turning for a second phase of the pose. So the whole front of the body is facing the end of the room. If you want to come to the balance, lifting the straight leg. Flexing the foot, knees straight, stretching the upper fingers up, but soft around the shoulders until you're ready to come back down to all fours. Just settling yourself in all fours with the cat pose, the cat arch. Coming back to a flat back. Taking the other leg back, sole of the foot to the floor, both hands pressing into the mat, hip lifting. Turning to take the top arm up, opening the whole front surface of the body and finding the balance, if it feels okay, to lift the straight leg, taking the heel up, level with the side of the waist. Doesn't have to go that high, choosing a height that suits your posture and your body today for a breath, and then coming all the way back down to all fours, and one more cat arch. And moving your knees back a little so you arch up and then travel back to child's pose. Hands on the floor. Scooping your nose along the floor to the back arch, arms straighten. Arching the back, back to child's pose. So a moving version of cat to child's. Feel the press up as the arms straighten. Moving the spine as much as possible. And feeling the stretch from your wrists through your armpits down the side of the body. When you're ready, up into dog pose, hands meeting the floor well, balls of the feet well tucked under, and then wriggling the legs together, lifting the right knee, bending the right knee, and then straightening through the leg to push the heel away. From the hands all the way up to the heel, pelvis staying level, bend the knee, lower the foot, breathe. Move the feet together. When you're ready, the other leg, bend the knee, lift the knee, straighten the knee, push the heel away, straightening through the knee joint and feeling the length from heel all the way down the side of the body, even in both hands. Bend the knee, lower the foot, back to dog pose, and then all the way down to child's pose. Taking a long, soft breath. Long, full, soft breath. Softening your shoulders, softening your tummy until you feel ready to sit back to your heels. And then coming up onto the toes, tucking the toes underneath and rising up on the knees so the hips are above the knees. You can come down a little if you want to stretch the feet more and bringing the hands to prayer pose. Lifting the knees off the floor now to balance on the balls of the feet. Hands to prayer pose or hands onto blocks or bricks or books if you need some extra help with the balance. So heels are high, toes are long. Dropping your knees to the floor. Now kneeling up, hips above knees. Just connecting to the downward movement of the tailbone as we go to Ustrasana. Lifting the heart, keeping the chin towards the chest and placing the hands beneath the buttock crease, elbows towards each other. Or if it's possible for you, stretching the arms straight back and down to touch the heels. As you touch the heels, pushing the hips forward, rolling the shoulders back, lengthening the back of the neck. So the head doesn't droop towards the floor, there's length on the back of the neck. And as you come up, breastbone comes first, head comes last. Hands to the floor to feel how your lower back is. Cat pose arch if that feels okay for you, and then all the way down to child's pose to stretch out the lower back in forward bend shape. Placing the hands, lifting the knees and straightening the legs to plank pose. Shoulders above wrists, toes tucked well under, pushing back into the heels and breathing as the front surface of the body tightens. Now bending the elbows to slowly control your descent to the floor. When you arrive on the floor, tilting the pelvis, tailbone towards the heels, and bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders, shoulder blades pulling down towards the hips. If you want to, lifting the elbows from the floor to come up to cobra, but release the shoulder blades or draw the shoulder blades down towards the hips, tailbone tucking down towards the heels, pressing the pubis strongly into the floor. Breathing here as you feel the back bend. And as you release, folding the hands and bringing them back alongside the body to lift the legs into Salabhasana. Tailbone tucking down. If you want to, adding in the upper half of the body, stretching the fingers back towards the feet and curling the heart up from the floor. Length on the back of the neck. Hold this pose for as long as you feel strong, releasing down to the floor when you're ready. Long, soft breath. Bringing the hands underneath the forehead, elbows wide, resting the head to the hands. Big toes touch each other or roll towards each other and heels roll apart, buttocks soften and release. Let yourself settle to the floor. Long, soft breath. Releasing the weight of your body to the floor as you breathe. And then when you're ready, coming up to all fours and checking in with your lower back. Cat pose arch to release the lower back, back to child's pose. And lifting your heart forward